Fellas, recently I've started playing with Bennett right here as a main DPS, and I unironically think that he is very, very viable as the main carry for your team. I'll show you what I mean. Looking at his build, right? See that his everything but his crit rate seems alright. Like his crit damage is good, his ER is fine, the power damage bonus is good. The crit rate is the only thing I'd say it can be improved, and I'm using Mistsplitter, his best in slot as a main DPS, which by the way, you don't need Mistsplitter to make him a main DPS. I'd say like some very good options are the Inazuma craftable sword, Lion's Roar is pretty good, or actually not Lion's Roar, depending on like what reaction you run, I'd say Lion's Roar might not be your best bet. The flute you could say is pretty good, Black Sword if you have C6 is kinda nice, Harbinger of Dawn is also pretty cool. I'm using Crimson Witch because this is his best in slot set for a main DPS. And my Crimson Witch set is literally just taken off of D-Loop, and I have nothing else for him because I don't want to farm that domain anymore, because God forbid. Anyways, he's at C1, and these are his talents. And you'll see what I mean by why I think he's a viable main DPS in the Abyss. So see you there. And we're in the Abyss now, so I'm obviously gonna try doing the second half of the Abyss right now, because this is the main DPS check of the chamber. Alright. Gonna set up everything. Gonna swirl again. So technically this is the main, Bennett is the main DPS, but this is, as you might know, the national team, which consists of Xiangling, Sucrose, not Xiangling, Sucrose, Xiangling, Xingqiu, and Benny, which, because all four of them are like the most cracked 4-stars in the game by far, which, by no surprise to me, I think they are like very, very viable in terms of like team management or team making, because stick these three guys in an entire chamber or against any situation, these guys will destroy anything. Anyways, onto the next chamber. Alright, so onto a better example of like why I can tell you why Benny's a better main DPS than you might think, and why I think he's so viable. He can be a battery and like do good damage all at the same time. That's really the main reason why I'd say so. Because, hold up, let me try to focus up. Because he can support your team, he can do good damage like that, see? Granted, my build might not be the best, but if you have a like better build that is way better than mine, you can do even more stuff than what I can do right now. I still think he's like incredibly viable. And I'm actually being like dead ass right now, I promise. Okay, it's okay, take a bit of damage right there. But yeah, you can see how much damage he's doing right now, and he's not even like properly built all too much, because I could get a way better Crimson set than I do have right now. Yeah, I hope this goes to show that he is amazing. Okay, on to an even beefier target to prove my point even further. I mean, hey, even though I have a 5-star weapon, guys, don't let that change your mind, because he's really, really, really good as a main DPS, trust me. I mean, having Mistsplitter helps him, it helps to buff the team, but even if you have a weapon that isn't Mistsplitter, you're still gonna do a good amount of damage. Like, if you have a Aquila, if you have, what else, Amanomo Kagyuchi, which is 3? Dude, you're gonna be doing wonders with him. Trust. I promise. Alright, the snake. Let's get him overground over here. Underground, please. Nope, okay, he's just gonna be a little annoying. It's okay though. Just swirl up just to clear some debuffs. Let me go to Xingqiu so I can get some damage resist. Let me just switch to Benny so I can buff up my team and like heal up as well. It's unfortunate that he doesn't have as much crit rate as I'd like him to, but it's okay. Nothing much you can change about that. Anyways, okay. Alright, let's go to town on him, and this will show you how good of a DPS Benny can be. Oh, I missed the attack buff, but that's okay. Dodge that. And yeah, very nice. GG's. Just before the video ends, I just want to go show my other characters' builds that I have right now, just to show that they aren't really as well built as you probably think, because I don't believe that my Xiangling or Xingqiu is as good as you might think they are, because the crit rate for my Xingqiu isn't the best, but she's mainly there for Hydro application, which is more than enough, with a good ER, Hydro damage bonuses there, Sack Sword, an Emblem set, C6, and the talents are there. And my Xiangling, even though she was benefiting from a Mistsplitter and Bennett buff from like a huge attack boost, her stats isn't really the best, which it is getting, the attack is getting boosted from 1,000 to like potentially double of that. But this just goes to show, improves my point even more, that since Bennett is very good at outputting damage and being a good battery for Xiangling or any other potential pyro characters that you would like to run him with, this is just furthers proves my point that I think Bennett is viable as a main DPS. He does good damage, he can he can buff your team, he can be a good battery. This is why I always recommend that when you build your Bennett, even as a support with noblesse and stuff, I always say instead of going for healing, go for damage. Because, man, he can output some really good numbers. Even though all the 4 stars I had were C6, if you have way better stats than I can, you would probably even do way more damage than I have. I hope this shows that Bennett can be really good as a main damage dealer, because if you've seen the numbers he's been putting up and supporting the team all at the same time, I honestly don't know what else to say, because he's just that good. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and if you did, leave a like and a sub, it really helps out, and my goal is to reach 1.5 to 2k subs by the end of the month, so if you enjoyed that, helping me out would be greatly appreciated. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, and take care. So one more thing before the video ends, right? Bennett's talent right here, it's level 7, right? You see the press damage, it's 206. Now if you look at Diluc, right? His elemental skill is 1 level higher, and the third hit of his damage is also 206. So if you think about it, Bennett has way better scaling than Diluc, and he is a 4-star. And I mean, overall, I'd say Diluc would output way more damage overall, but god damn, Bennett technically hits harder than Diluc. That is absolutely wild, my guy.